This video is about motor lead identification. First of all, before we can identify any unknown leads on a motor, we need to understand a little bit about how motor lead configurations are set up. And we also need to understand how our ohm meter or our continuity setting on our meter works. Then we can begin to identify the groupings of the coils from the leads in the motor termination box. So let's talk about different motor lead configuration. First of all, we have a 3-lead, which is just a single voltage motor. These can be in a Y configuration or in a delta configuration. They have an internal connection, so there's only 3 leads in the motor itself. These are going to be terminated to our A, B, and C phase. A 6-lead motor has no internal connections, so there's 3 coils. It's just a single voltage, and we can field wire these in either a Y configuration or a delta configuration just by how we terminate the various leads. A 9-lead motor is a dual voltage, perhaps the most common type of motor. These have to be designated by the factory, either Y or delta. And when we tone out the continuity of the coils, we're going to either come up with 3 pairs with a triple, or we'll have 3 triples, and those configurations can be shown here on the right. There is an internal connection or multiple internal connections that tie the coils together that we have no access to. A 12-lead motor is probably the best of all worlds. It's a dual voltage, there are no internal connections, so it's field configurable, and it has the most leads and the most options available to us. So let's figure out what we need to do to identify the various motor lead groups and group them. Obviously they can be identified by the number of leads that are available to us. There's a 3-lead. This can be delta or Y internal. It's only a single voltage, and there's really nothing to identify because there's only 3 leads available. Now a 6-lead, we can identify the 6 leads. We can field wire this as delta or Y. It's only a single voltage, and there's 3 pairs that can be identified with our continuity test. 9-lead motor, they can be either delta or Y wired by the factory. They're dual voltage, and the characteristics are that we're either going to come up with 3 pairs and a triple with our continuity test, or we'll have 3 different triples that we can identify. That would be the delta configuration. And of course a 12-lead, really what we can identify is the 6 pairs with our continuity test. We're going to show you how to systematically go through and identify the leads. Holding it on the white wire, we check each lead, watch the meter, and you'll be able to see when she finds a pair. There's a pair with the black. We'll put those together. Now we know that it's a Y motor because they're not all triplets. So now she's finding the next pair. Watch the meter. There's the next pair, blue and yellow. As she identifies the rest of these pairs, write them down so that you can work this through in your notes.